Hey guys, this is Zia from Liana Wallet, and today I'm here to show you how to set up Liana Wallet version 13 and also show you about the new features like encrypted descriptor and other cool new features we've added to this version. So without further ado, let's get to it. So if you want to install Liana Wallet, you need to come to this website, which is wizardsardine.com/Liana. And you can find the link in the description. So once you do this and you pick your operating system, you will have a file. And once you click on that file, it will, so for example, I'm using Windows right now. And once I download this file, I will be able to just click on it and run it. So once I click on it, it will run like this. This is version 13, the new version that we just released. And if you want to set it up, you only have to just click on create a new Liana wallet. And here you will have few different options to set it up. One would be the simple inheritance. Another one would be expanding multisig, or you can build your own customized setup on how like to fit your needs and like suit your use cases. So it's quite flexible. That's why we have these two new options that you can pick from, which suits most people depending on their use case. So for example, you can just see it says 2 keys required, one for yourself to spend and another for your heir. And or for expanding multisig, it's like it's mostly focused for like high security, where you have always like you need 2 keys to spend your Bitcoin. But in case like you lose a key, you will have a third key enabled and added to the setup later on in the future. That's why it says as expanding multisig. It's a multisig that expands. So right now, for the sake of this video, I will be doing simple inheritance. So you can read through the guide here. So it's cool. It shows you how it works. So for this setup, you will need 2 keys. Your primary key for yourself and an inheritance key for your heir. And for security reason, we suggest you use a separate hardware wallet for each key. So don't use the same hardware wallet for both. So you will always be able to spend using your primary key after a period of inactivity, but not before that. Your inheritance key will become able to recover your funds. So this is your primary key, which always can spend, but this is the inheritance key, which cannot spend unless a specific amount of time is passed after like you're not around anymore or you don't have access to this wallet anymore. So let's say a year. First, I suggest if you use like Ledger, Bitbox, Cold Card, you just change this to Taproot, which is like better for in terms of both privacy and like efficiency on fees. But if you have a Jade in your setup with the current setup right now, you need to put it on SegWit, which is like pay to witness script hash. The reason being that Jade still doesn't support that. So you need to keep it on Taproot if you're using like Ledger or others. And then you set up the first key. This is the key that is able to move funds at any time. This is your main key that you're going to be using always. So I'm going to put this Ledger and I just connected it to the computer. Once you click on set, it will tell you plug in a hardware device. So I plugged my Ledger and I will unlock it and choose the Bitcoin app. Once you do that, which you can see here, which is like probably backwards, it will pick it up. Always try to use the cables that are provided with the hardware wallets because not all cables are the same. So try to use like good cables because like hardware wallets usually need like some good data cables to run smoothly. So it is advisable to use the cable that comes in the box or use like a good cable from a good brand to have a smooth experience. I just choose the Ledger wallet here. I just give it a name. I will call it just Blue, and I know what that means. That's just a reminder so you remember what you've done. This other wallet, which is the Bitbox 02, I want to later hand over this wallet to my wife for her to have this as a backup for and as an heir. So right now I'm gonna set up this one as the inheritance key. So I only just need to set up the amount of time. So maybe the maximum 1 year, 2 months, 28 days, or I can go lower like 3 months or something. So it depends on your preference. And I will choose this, click on set, and then unlock the Bitbox wallet. So it says, see the Bitbox app, but it doesn't matter. You only need to just come on this screen and just select the inheritance key and will prompt the password. Once I input the password, it will be unlocked and then it will prompt a pairing code. Then you just click on Bitbox. I will name this Airbox something, so I will remember what that means. So this is the other one, and that's done basically. So the Ledger wallet will be the primary key spending all the time. I can use this just as any user uses their Ledger wallet. But then if like I'm not around for a really long time, then my wife can use her own key to just move the funds, which is like my Air. But this could be modified in so many other ways with the custom setup. You can have multiple Airs with different time periods, and you can do a lot of cool stuff. So continue. This will give you a guide now. So this backup is required to recover your funds. Click Backup Descriptor to download an encrypted file of your wallet configuration and store it in a safe, accessible places. You can also copy the plain text descriptor string, but it's less private. This file does not include your seed phrases. Back those up separate. What this means basically is that you have this descriptor, which is the structure, basically the structure for your wallet and how it is set up. And you can have this as like, you can copy it here and there, but to keep it like more secure and more like private, because anyone who has this descriptor can actually see your balance and your transaction history. They will not be able to spend your coins, but it's still some private information that you don't want to disclose. So now you can store this key even online because it is encrypted with your wallet, with any of these wallets, and it will not be like nobody will be able to use that to see your balance and transaction history. But you can copy it like digitally or put it somewhere that is like super easy for you to access. Maybe you're a cloud user, like you use like Google Drive, iCloud, something. So now you can back up this key there, but you can also like copy the string. You can print it. You can also copy it in a text file, put it in a thumb drive. Yeah, you can do all of these things. So since I have backed up my descriptor now, I will go next. Now I need to register the descriptor on both of these wallets. So right now the Bitbox is actually prompting. So I'm going to click here. It says register Bitcoin policy with 2 keys. Let me click once more. And once I just go next, and I can check all the details that are matching to the screen here and go next, and then I can confirm like this. And now it's policy registered. So it is confirmed. This one is confirmed and it prompts this on the screen. I can now check for the other wallet, which is the Ledger wallet. Let me unplug this and then plug the Ledger. So by the way, you can plug both of the wallets at the same time, but I don't have enough ports at the moment. I have unlocked the Ledger and it's on Bitcoin. It should prompt now, and once I select it, it will be able to register the policy, as you see on the screen here. Now it says register account. So I will go just next. I can check actually the policy details. So this is a Taproot policy. This is our key on this wallet, which does match the fingerprint and everything, 08192. I can see that. And I go next and approve. And this is their key, which is the 82723. Yeah, everything is matching. And then I approve and all done. Now the descriptor is registered on both the Ledger and the Bitbox. Once I click this and I go next, you can actually use your own node. You can connect it to point it toward your own node that you already have and you're running, which is a nice option. Or you can just let Liana to run a node for you. And once you select this, it will run Bitcoin node for you. Basically, like this is the easiest setup you can have for running the Bitcoin node. And it will connect Liana directly to the Bitcoin node and all would be like smooth and you can use that, but it will take time. Just note that it says like it will install a prune node. It won't take more than 30 gigabytes or something, but the synchronization can take some days depending on my internet connection speed. So since I don't have like a few days to wait here, we have another option, which is the Liana Connect. So I just went back and I will select Liana Connect. Here, I can just use an email and then use that as my Bitcoin node. So I'm just going to put my email here. It will send me an OTP, and I need to use that OTP actually. So now that I have my code, I just put it here. I'm going to name it like this. So next, and it is running now. So you can just use the receive menu, generate an address, verify on hardware device. Always do that actually. So I need to unlock my device so I can verify on it. So here's the blue ledger, and I'm verifying my address, which is showing here on the screen with whatever it is there on the screen, and everything looks good. Now I can use this wallet and fund my wallet with Bitcoin. So just to have an overview on what's going on here in the wallet and just give you some options, just have a look on the features that Liana Wallet supports, is that you can use this tab here and just add more wallets. You can manage multiple wallets for yourself, for others, because we know Bitcoiners usually manage more than one Bitcoin wallet. So you can have multiple ones. You can run them side by side by splitting them like this, and it would be easy to manage. You can use the send menu to send your Bitcoin. You just need to put an address, put a description, so like specify the amount, use something like mempool.space for checking the fee rates. You can do coin control here. You can see the list of transactions you had, and you can export to a CSV file. This is mostly for like teams and families for accounting purposes, which is super cool for people who want to have a way to manage their records and their accounting. Here's PSBTs. This is mainly intended for multisig wallets. So you can sign a transaction and then share the file with others. This is the recovery menu, which is the cool thing that makes Liana Wallet super different from others. And it is like one of the best features that is available on any Bitcoin wallet at the moment, honestly. It's that you can, this is the inheritance option that we've set up here, or it could be used for any other purpose other than inheritance. So right now you can see we don't have a recovery path that is currently available because we don't have coins and like 15 months haven't passed. But if I had some coins here and if 15 months passes by, then the recovery option will be enabled, and then the Bitbox, which was for the air, can be used to remove the funds. So my wife basically can come and take the coins and control them because I'm no longer around anymore. So now she has access. And in the settings menu, actually, we have added the fiat price. So this have been a requested feature. So people now can see how much their Bitcoin is worth in fiat. We have the backend where you can share this wallet to, let's say, wife at gmail.com. This is how she will be able to and see this wallet and set it up on her side. So, and then the import and export feature, which is super cool. You can export your labels. You can export history of your transactions. You can export the descriptor. You can export an encrypted descriptor. You can export the whole like wallet file. So you have a lot of export and import features, which is super cool and very useful for lots of people. And that's it. This is how you set up a Liana wallet. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next videos.